Jamie. And if you're new here, this is Fiery Arrow. If you're returning and you're already a subscriber, thank you for subscribing to my channel. I do apologize for taking such a long time to upload new readings and videos. Thank you for your patience, and let's dive in. So today's reading is a reading about what past life patterns or people or issues are we dealing with at this point in time as a collective. I have pulled oracle cards and tarot cards. I have not looked at them, so let's see. I will also finalize the reading with oracle cards from the House of Night and Astro Dice. So let's start with the oracle cards, the astrology cards here, because it's going to play a big role into this reading. I find these are super accurate and on point, especially with the current transits. Now let's see what comes through, okay? If you're coming across this, maybe it's for you. If it doesn't resonate, don't try to force it. Use my readings responsibly and always know your truth, okay? First card we have is Sagittarius, I see. This time period is a time of collective expansion of consciousness, I think. Ooh, very spiritual era. Expansion in topics of, spirituality. And with Sagittarius here, it just makes sense, like expanding on topics around spirituality and, maybe the occult for some of you. We've got the 11th house with friends. We've got Jupiter return, benefits. Some of you may have your Jupiter return to its original place. I'm not entirely sure how long it takes for Jupiter to return to the place where Jupiter was at the time of birth. I know that Saturn is 29 and a half years cycle. Oh, wow, I said Saturn and I got the truth. So I feel like these are really important. But I'd like to take a look at the tarot cards first. On the bottom of the deck of the astrology deck here is love with Venus. So, very important message here. Let's see. We've got the High Priestess. Oops. I should probably cover that. High Priestess. We've got the King of Wands. The Ace of Cups. 10 of Pentacles, the 7 of Wands, the Chariot, the Devil, the 4 of Pentacles, and the 3 of Swords. In essence, what this is trying to tell me here is that it is time of conclusions, of endings. I feel like there's a lot that is being said here. There are past life connections, even partners coming back. If you don't believe in past lives, maybe this points to your early childhood or people you haven't seen from your past. I feel these people will be coming in. There are people in your life that have a karmic imprint, and these people are not here to, they're here to sabotage but they can also, depending on how you view it and how you handle it, can help you grow and expand spiritually. I feel like every spiritual cycle also has this, where people from the past come in, or people from the past just like you end cycles with them and then other people come in. I feel like that's a natural thing. But what is unnatural to me is that there are certain karmic partners or relationships that are still holding you back. And if you think about it, if you do believe in past lives, why are we holding on to karmic lessons that have ended ages ago? Who knows? These lessons could be as old as 100 years or more, you know? And I see here with the Three of Swords that these cycles, these things that have been keeping you stuck mentally and physically, are coming to a conclusion right now. And I feel like you're looking for the truth. Like even like I feel like certain things are happening without necessarily your intervention. I feel like this is very much so a divine intervention here. Things happening without your control with the Ace of Cups here. I feel like that whatever is ending here is to make room for new. And I feel like you may be reevaluating your friendships, your intimate relationships with people, and how certain people have really kept you back with the Seven of Wands, have really not helped you grow. But what you're being asked to do here is reevaluate, close the cycles that feel to you that need to close. The cycles with the people and the relationships that cannot help you grow spiritually with, Sagittarius and with Jupiter here. Jupiter is the planet of expansion. And whatever is keeping you stuck, whatever is keeping you in one specific, in specific circumstances that are uncomfortable or make you feel unsafe, I think these patterns, these cycles, and these people are going to be leaving your life. Whether because you choose to or because something will happen, an event will help you with that. And there are secrets that are going to be revealed here with the High Priestess. And I do feel like you have gone through a lot. And you have done a lot of shadow work. You're not here just by chance. You didn't just wake up today and feel like you could conquer the world, or that you can be confident in what you're doing. This is not literally built in for you, but it's something you've worked on. And some of you may be moving. Some of you may be relocating your physical circumstances, your material environment may be changing. But I'm seeing here that you have to really discern, and you really have to be honest with yourself as to who gets to stick around for the next part of your life, and who you have to move forward from with the Chariot here. Because there are people in your life, and I feel like you already know it with the High Priestess, that are deliberately getting in your way and are deliberately keeping you in a lack mentality. Because maybe when you do feel good about yourself, okay, maybe that threatens the status of other people. And if that's the case, know that it's not about you, it's about them. And it really shouldn't concern you what other people think. But what does concern you is your life path, your spiritual path. And what it's calling you to do is be honest with people about the people that you have in your life, whether they're hindering your growth or they're actually helping you grow and expand in life. Because at the bottom of the deck, we also have the Hermit. The Hermit always talks about healing, deep, deep healing. And I see here that the influence of these people with the Devil card here has taken a real toll on you. It has really affected you. It has really touched your heart in a way that can't be healed from one moment to the next. And I feel like some of you may be kind of withdrawing and choosing solitude instead of being surrounded by too many people. Because as a collective, I feel like there's this energy of discerning who we are individually and who we are as a part of the collective, with the 11th house here with friends. It's asking us to know not only the people we surround ourselves with, but also to know who we are within that collective, which is very important, and choose to interact and be around only the people that truly help us grow and expand in our lives, that truly care about us, that truly loves us and appreciate who we are authentically. So I do see an importance in moving forward here, because there are things from a past life that are bleeding into this life that really have no longer have any part of your story. They cannot be part of your story going forward. They're only a part of the past. They shouldn't be clinging onto you for dear life. You can cut that cord, absolutely. And I feel like it's highlighting the importance of cutting that cord now, during this time, for the sake of healing, you know? And I feel like there's been so many obstacles in your way, where it really, I feel like you had to learn so much through pain and hardship. You're not here by chance. You're here because you fought for everything you have. And for some of you, I feel like there is a lot of criticism about money. Some of you may have accumulated wealth, and there's a lot of criticism from other people around you or your community, talking shit, like, for example, oh, do you know what they had to do to get that money? Do you know what they had to do in order to climb the corporate ladder? You know, I feel like there's a lot of judgment around your finances and any money that you might have accumulated, and I feel like there's a lot of criticism. It's like you cannot do anything right by these people. You could hand out all your money, you would still be villainized and demonized. You could have wealth and still be villainized and demonized and be accused of using immoral ways to attain that, which I don't see is the truth. I do see a lot of gossip around you, a lot of possessiveness, also possessive partners, you know, maybe that's a pattern you're currently in. You know, maybe you've been meeting the same type of people who are possessive, who are jealous, who are, you know, for some of you, you may have, you know, criminals in your life you might have had, or people who were abusive, or people who were, you know, exploitive, people who were dishonest. But also, you know, Also, you know, the devil card also wants us to understand that we still have a choice, you know. We still have free will. We are not condemned to our circumstances, into specific patterns. You do not have to attract toxic and abusive partners. You can stand up for yourself and say no. You don't have to have those patterns in your life anymore. You can clear out the clutter. You don't have to hoard. You don't have to accept it. You don't have to excuse it. You can walk away from certain people like that. And that's fine. That's healing taking place in real time. You know, sometimes that's what it takes to heal. Walking away from particular patterns that hurt us, or from particular people, when we start realizing that, you know, we're not gaining any wisdom or growth or love even from this situation. And I feel like walking away from certain people, whether it's partners or friends, makes room for this, you know? Makes room for this. And there is like a new beginning. I feel like if you allow yourself to like decondition from whatever crap this is, right? You will quickly feel fulfilled and healed, and you will quickly be able to accumulate wealth for those of you that are struggling, for those of you that want to move or want to make renovations or any kind of change into your lifestyle and the way you live. I feel there's a lot of chatter, like, no, why would you do that? Or why would you do that? Oh, or try this. I feel like there's a lot of suggestion, a lot of bullshit from your surroundings. Like, there's a lot of combat. Like, say you want to start a small business and you have such a great idea. Say you want to open a tarot shop, or you want to travel and get paid for that. And then you have like naysayers around you trying to discourage you from doing that. And I'd like to say here that their opinion doesn't matter. What you want to do matters. And that's what is being highlighted here. There is a truth, an internal truth to you, to who you are. And that's what you're being asked to connect to. Your truest identity. So you don't get lost into the collective identity. Because as infuriating as it may be, you know, people need labels, and people need boxes, and people need, you know, pointers as to who this person is, or can I trust this person or not. That's why we use archetypes and labels and stuff, because we're afraid of the unknown. We are afraid of what's different. Okay? So I hate labels. And I'm constantly being confronted by people who insist I need to belong to something. A cause, a political, you know, standing, or, you know, anything at all. And I've been very clear, I'm not interested in that sort of thing. I'm not interested in being placed somewhere. I'd rather find it myself. And to do that, you know, you have to give it time. You have to explore. You have to read on it. You have to really dig deep and understand who you are at your core. Because the collective, and I'm not talking about the collective that's viewing this video, I'm talking about community, society, will want you to be lost. to not know who you are. Because you walk outside, you'll see so many people who seem to think they know what truth is or what the right way is, but most people are just, it's the blind leading the blind. So if you're coming across this reading, that's not who you are. You don't want to follow anyone who's blind. You don't want to follow anyone who doesn't value your true voice, who doesn't value your true identity. If you're meant to stand out in the collective, you should, without shame. You shouldn't cater to other people's labels, boxes, or interpretations of you. Those are interpretations of other people. They do not apply to you. They don't have to, unless you find truth and resonance in it. But I'm seeing here with all these cards that really, that's not who you are. You're different. You're radical. You're expansive. For some of you, you may like adventures. You may like investigating things. I do see some of you may have like an investigative mind. Like you can't settle for just superficial. Otherwise, we wouldn't have the moon card. Now, I'm going to use the astro dice. I'm not going to make it too long. Again, some of you may hear something that's not surprising. Something you might have picked up on with your intuition. Like secrets will be revealed. Or an overload of information for some of you. An overload of information. And then for some of you, you will be getting a new beginning that's going to make you feel like so happy and so fulfilled. But this happiness will be envied by those of you who are antagonizing you here. You know why I say this? Like, take a look at this card, the Ace of Cups. You see how these hands are like, oh, give me. I want this. But this cup is yours. You're entitled to it. This cup is your own. You don't have to share it with anyone if you don't want to. And no one gets to say if you have it or not. So just screw what anyone else has to say. You do you. Okay? Because I see a lot of judgment, a lot of gossip and misinformation here from people in your surroundings, potentially friends, people you think are friends. Just think about it. What is friendship supposed to feel like? What is true partnership supposed to feel like? Are you feeling what you're supposed to be feeling? Or are there things that you need to really reevaluate? So, let's see what the astro dice has to say. Okay. Virgo. Some of you may be Virgo. 6th house. And Mars. Wow. This criticism is really making you think like you cannot do anything the right way. You know, Virgos, I know this is a stereotypical thing to say, but Virgos are all about details. Really detailed oriented, and they really want things aligned. And sometimes to extreme, in extreme ways, but it's also very funny and endearing. I do love Virgos. You can be a pain in the ass. Please don't take offense, but we do love you. And I do see here that this really is making you overthink what am I doing? Am I doing it right? Did I make a mistake? Should I not have said that? Or, there's just so much analysis on how you act, because we have Mars here, which is all about taking action, how we take action. And the way you take action is like a Virgo. Whether you're a Virgo or not, you're taking actions and you're over analyzing your every freaking step. And that's exhausting. And the 6th house is the house of Virgo. And it's all about perfection. Well, things are not ever going to be perfect. Okay? So I feel like maybe some people are judging you because you're not perfect. Like, who is? Please tell me, who is perfect in this world? Because I have yet to find them. And don't beat yourself up over what other people have to say or what other people think of what you do and how you live, or how you accumulated wealth, or what you love, or who you love, or what you choose to do with your life. What's important right now is to discern the people who are in your life to help you, or the people who are there to hinder your growth. Once you realize who your people are, keep the people who are best for your future, and just lovingly let go of anyone with this energy, or this energy, or this, or this. You do not deserve that, okay? What you do in your life is your business. It's nobody else's business. You will never, and this is something that I've had the hardest time accepting. You will never be good enough for some people. You will never please everybody, and you will never meet the expectations of certain people, and definitely not for everybody. You're not everybody's cup of tea, okay? And that's okay, because even if you have 2 or 5 or just a few people who are real in your life, those are the people who truly matter. If you spend your entire life considering what the harmful naysayers are doing or saying, you miss out on so much from the people who are not like that. So let's see, let's take 2 cards from this deck, the Oracle deck from the House of Night. Wow. Actually, I'm gonna send, if it decides to flip out again, I'm gonna take it. But I got to see the card of belonging, and I do feel like you may feel misplaced in your community or in your circumstances. Maybe friends that you have make you feel like an outsider, or make you feel like you're not a part of, the team. Maybe some of the people that are gossiping are the very people you love, the very people that are meant to be supporting you, but aren't. On the bottom of the deck, we got Vision, number 8. I love this card. It's so beautiful, so ethereal. I have the book. I'm going to read it from the book. Oh, wow. I think, if I remember correctly, I started this reading saying, this is a time of conclusions. Conclusions. Wow. Here it says chapter 1 and then the end. Literally, I feel this right now. I do feel it. I've been feeling it. I just don't know if the collective is also feeling this. So please let me know if this resonates so far. Are you in a period where you're ending previous cycles? You're letting go of past conflict, past karma? Do you feel like there are people that want to keep you stuck in how you were before? Or do you feel like you are supported by your community, your peers, your friends, your loved ones? And then we got the card of risk here. This is a very dramatic card. Let me get closer. There's a lot of fear associated with these conclusions. You are afraid of letting go of certain people. I feel certain people represent a level of safety, false safety for some of you, and you may not feel like you're quite ready to make that leap, to make that change. But I do see that you need to move forward here. You need to move forward. You need to, I'm not saying take risky chances here or be reckless or, uproot everything for the sake of it or because I said so, please, no. But I do see that the collective is going through this period of a dramatic shift where things don't necessarily feel comfortable or easy. But you are the only person that knows what is best for you, okay? And I want you to hold on to the vision of who you are truly. And listen to your intuition, because your intuition is going to be your best friend right now. So let's see what the book has to say. Conclusion. If you hear background noise, I'm sorry, I live in an apartment building and sometimes this happens. So conclusion, number 12. This is the time of endings and new beginnings. Drawing this symbol indicates that you have come to the end of some experience in your life and are about to enter a new one, which is exactly what I was saying. Don't resist the conclusion, for endings are important experiences and will help you build a stronger foundation for your next adventure. Remember I said that, you have to evaluate the people you have in your life to see if they come into the next phase of your life? Isn't that exactly what I was saying? This is also a warning to get all the facts before you draw a conclusion about someone. So see, again, discerning who is here to help you, who is here because they love you, and who is here to hinder your growth. You can't know the whole story if you haven't read to the end. Remain open even when an ending is final or a conclusion is correct. This is a sign that a new story is about to unfold. Definitely new beginnings, new people, and closing old contracts, old relationships, conflicts. Some of you may be finding resolutions. Some of you may be just walking away silently. That's also good too. You don't have to confront every single person that you want to let go of, We're not in kindergarten anymore. Oh, I can't be your friend anymore. Some people cannot, some people do that like I do. Some people don't have to do that. And now, let's move on to the next card, risk, 31. Number 31. Risk. My child, you have come to a place where you are being asked to take a risk and try something new and different. There's the word again, new. So everything going forward from this conclusion will feel uncertain, new, and, scary for some of you. So that's expected though. Rather than worry about how things will turn out, why not take the leap of faith? No matter what happens, something important will be experienced. This is a sign that you can prove something to yourself. And when you accomplish it, you will be proud that you did. Proud regardless of what other people have to say or people think about what you do. Okay? Another meaning here is to ask yourself about your next action. And we have Mars here, so it does highlight action. And see, you're overthinking it with Virgo here. You're overthinking your every action every day. Like, you're really exhausting yourself, right? And I know how that feels. So, yeah, that's tough. Is it worth the risk you're taking? If the answer is no, don't do it. If yes, I will give you wings to fly and catch you if you fall. This symbol also brings a gentle warning. Your risk shouldn't be motivated by boredom. This is a symbol of consequences as well as courage. So yeah, definitely with endings, you have a new beginning, which brings about consequences of the previous cycle, right? So that can be scary because, well, we don't always make the right choices. We are people and we make mistakes. Humans make mistakes. Now, number 8 to close this reading with vision. Vision. Ooh, Aphrodite. We have Venus twice, basically. Aphrodite twice. So love is very, very important here. Some of you may be heartbroken. Some of you may be considering a divorce, which has to be really, really hard. I know what it's like to spend years with someone and then, having it not work out and having to end it. It's really heartbreaking. And if you're one of those and you're going through a divorce or have kids, I do feel for you. I'm sorry you're going through it. Know that you're strong and that walking away from a bad situation is better than staying in it and being captive. Okay? For some of you, you're breaking free from a toxic, possessive partner. If that's so, continue. Be brave. Have courage. It's not easy. You are not weak. Where you choose this symbol, it means that no matter what you lose in your life, something better will replace it. One day in my house of night, something better will replace it. Oh my God! I said it before, that in order to make room for the new things, with the Ace of Cups here, you have to let go of the old, some of the old. You have to make room in your life. And like I said, you're afraid to close certain chapters because you don't know what comes next. And sometimes you don't. Sometimes we don't get to know what comes next. But something better will replace it. One day, in my house of night, there will be a young, beautiful vampire who will lose her mark, but gain great vision into the future. Even if a loss feels devastating at the moment, you still have so much to gain. If your question is about the future, choose another card. The magical vision that you will receive here gives you the temporary power to see the future as a vast place, full of possibility and potential. Your next card will provide insight into the conditions ahead of you. To know the future is to be prepared. So yeah, that's what I have for all of you. This is a collective reading. Again, take what resonates. Don't force it to resonate. But for those of you who are resonating with this so far, hang in there, endings are tough. We're going through it as a collective. And there are certain things that need to reach a conclusion and a resolution because we can't move forward to the new and exciting things in life if we're still chained to the past. If that's you, give me a comment down below, like and subscribe so you can get notifications for more videos I'll be uploading. For now, I'll be uploading collective readings as I'm coming back to the channel again. Kind of like get a feel for it again, get used to it. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.